Hello, and thank you for watching this long-delayed video of Xcom. Thanks to TogetherTube, I am Waiting Hawk, and in the call with me is Gorgeous Modem.
Hello.
Hello, so we are going for an alien base raid.
Yes, and spoiler alert, it's Snakeman. Now then, let me give you a bit of background if you still don't understand XCOM. When you go to a base, you'll be encountering that main unit and its terror unit. And who here wants to guess what the Snakeman is? It's our friend the Chrysalid. So I made a bet with Reg. Reg, want to tell them the bet?
The bet is that Mr. Gorgeous Modem will donate gold to the guild if fewer than 3 people are infected by the chrysalids.
Yep.
Now, let me give you some details about both the alien base and the chrysalids. Alien bases are huge, and you start out separated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and there are a lot of corners and things for aliens to hide behind.
You also don't have much ceiling space to escape to lid flying suits.
Yeah, we haven't invented flying suits yet, but the low ceiling also limits grenade throws. Now, a little bit about chrysalids. They use melee, but a few details. First of all, their melee deals instant death regardless of armor or health.
Mm-hmm.
Second, their movement is such that they can approach you from outside of sight range and still have enough time units to hit you.
And probably have enough left to get back to safety, depending on how far they will.
Sometimes it's stretching it, but still.
No, I've had hit and run chrysalids. It was terrifying.
I believe it. I definitely believe it.
Ugh.
And any unit killed by a chrysalid, as long as it's not a tank, becomes a zombie, which, after some time or some bullets, becomes another chrysalid.
The only way to prevent this is to emulate the body.
Yeah, fire will solve it. I didn't bring any fire weapons with me, though.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'd have just set up I would have just set up, like, some napalm under a zombie's body and saved them the pain of the chrysalid breaking out.
Now, laser rifles like that one are less of a concern, especially with power armor.
Yeah, God bless. But even power armor has its weaknesses. Reg will not want to have his back to enemies, or potential enemy.
Yeah, also it will not reliably defeat heavy plasma weapons.
Not even the strongest armors can defeat those.
Yep. And as mentioned before, chrysalids completely ignore armor.
Mm-hmm. The snakemen are pathetic and weak. They're not our concern here. Unless they get in lucky criticals. No, our concern is purely the chrysalids.
And while their autopsies and capture files are, let's say, distinct, on the map they look exactly like xenomorphs.
Pretty much. Oh, hey,
The
you
reference...
can get a window shot. Might want to take it.
Hooray. But first I want to scan them because the whole point of this venture, this extremely risky venture, is to capture a commander alive. And so if I accidentally shoot the commander, well, I just wasted a whole bunch of time and probably personnel.
I'm a little more risky than he is. I tend to not care unless I know they're near the command center, because that's where the big guys are.
Yeah. The reason that I'm a little more scaredy about it is that after a few turns the commander can move around a decent distance around the base.
I've always noticed that his pathfinding has been set to set to close by the command center.
Alright, in that case, I'll just share my personal experience, which is my first attempt at this base, which was thankfully only one repeat. the commander ambushed me outside of the command room and killed both two of my people and himself with a blaster bomb. And hello there.
There it is.
There it
that
is.
black shadow. That soldier of death.
Now, I don't have anyone who can get there soon enough to get a reliable shot.
Full back.
So what I'm going to do is put my people around corners and hope that it doesn't see us when it moves around.
Yeah.
That is...
Stealth is your greatest asset here.
And I have to give Xcom credit, that does seem appropriate to the Xenomorph terror experience. So I think they created that situation quite well with their game mechanics.
They have really, for such an old, darling little game, they did some very creative stuff. Also, I don't disagree with your idea on being defensive. I appreciate it, especially in the context of this is a recording. It's just if I'm playing for if I'm just personally playing it, I'm gonna be a little more risky.
Oh yeah, well, I can certainly understand that mindset, especially because you can get some good rewards by taking risks with this game system.
Yes, that is something I definitely appreciate.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to mention was that since these bases are so huge, yeah, you just keep shooting the front of my armor with... Oh boy, that's less reliable defense right there.
I hope you check her out. She is going... she fell unconscious.
Yeah,
Pray
that
to
was
God
a pretty rough...
they don't have wounds and I just saw a chrysalid near you guys.
Yeah, but that was a really nasty surprise attack there. I'm surprised QA was only unconscious after that.
Problem is, they might have injuries.
Yeah, well, definitely injuries. But
I don't think I
I
would do this if I saw that chrysalid in the corner of my eyes.
Yeah, but I know that's not the first thing that you would work on, but I didn't want to go to the chrysalid, take care of it, and then forget about this snake man here.
No, I understand. It's just...
Oh, there it is. There it is. There's good news, though. It's... My, spammy laser is in... Right, it has a perfect line of fire to this guy.
Yeah, you've got two guys with lines of fire. And...
There it goes. Yeah. So, that's one down. Another fun thing about this base mission is that I don't know how many of these things are in the base.
There's no way of knowing. It's quite a lot. I can't even think of an average off the top of my head.
Yeah, but...
Good news is, there's never a case of a terror unit having a rank. So, the commander will at least be a slightly stronger snakeman. Which is to say, it'll be Kleenex instead of tissue paper.
Yeah. Now, those last three shots there against the snakeman, who thankfully used all of its turns firing a laser rifle at the front of my power armor, those shots convinced me that I'm only going to take out the heavy laser in case of sectopods, because its accuracy is just so horrible that it's not good for much else.
I can't believe you would miss that. Greg, train your boys better. All you have to do is put the barrel through the window and pull.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it would be so simple, right? But yeah, Firearm also got injured back there.
I would focus on the unconscious first.
Yeah, I was on my way there. Unfortunately, there was no one next to QA at the time.
Well, QA might become QQ.
Yeah, exactly. So, for the purpose of exploring this base in a reasonable time, I decided to go with 3 squads of 4 people, which I felt would be enough for them to cover each other. Oh! We found another one!
They're coming out. Knew it.
Yep. Well, it's too late for QA. But I guess if there weren't any casualties, it wouldn't be an alien base mission.
QA has become QQ. May you rest
All
in
right.
peace.
So, we got 2 people with a potential line of sight. That's good. And another thing about chrysalids. They are pretty darn tough to kill.
They do have fairly good armor.
And their health is good too. I've seen them take
And
multiple
your guys
plasma
can't
shots.
even hit the broadside of a black object in the middle of a chrome battleground.
Exactly. I was hoping that my troops had moved on beyond Xcom aim, but thankfully a rail rifle was good enough to put it down.
I think stormtroopers are jealous of your inaccuracy.
We do play the role pretty well, don't we?
Hey, you kind of look the part with that power armor.
Yeah, unfortunately, power armor actually protects against lasers, so they don't quite fill the role perfectly.
Why'd you put the med kit on the ground?
Because I used all 3 of its healing charges.
Oh, right. That's right. You have a mod that that weakens them.
Yeah, I still haven't fully researched the good medkits yet.
You haven't researched good med kits, and you attacked a base.
Well, look,
What was
the technology...
about, oh, I'm going to be the more careful one.
Look, the technology to get the good medkits is not easy in this mod. It's kinda luck-based, and I can't wait forever. Those bases take off a lot of points per day.
You play DFO, you can in fact wait forever for luck.
No, these bases take points off of me for every day they're in operation. I could lose the game.
I hope you get to walk on it before you hit the final mission.
Oh yeah, I'm not going into the final mission without good medkits. I'm also gonna make sure I have a few other things, like blaster launchers.
You're gonna want everything, because if you fail that final mission, even if you
That's
have
the game,
faith,
yeah.
Here's the trick, boys and girls. If you fail that final mission, it doesn't matter what you have back on Earth. That's it.
Yep. The aliens pretty much discover what you're capable of, and they stop playing so nice, I assume.
The game over there is no different if your game is no different than any other. You are the final mission is itself a great risk.
Well, once again, the scout vehicle does some good scouting.
Yep, and finds us garbage. Is it useful garbage? It is not useful garbage.
It is not useful, so we shoot it.
I mean, you're talking to me. I would, if I didn't need it, I'd still probably shoot them all. But some of them are useful.
Yeah, there could be engineers or leaders.
No, I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, well, I won't dispute that. Fun fact, before I trimmed this by speeding up all of the parts of the game where I'm just moving around, this video was twice as long. Which, it's a little bit of a shame because when I'm actually playing the game, all of my moments of exploring, peeking around corners are super tense, especially because there's chrysalids in the base. But it's hard to convey that in a video like this, especially when a lot of it is just me going up a floor, looking around a room, and seeing nothing.
I think our viewers are going to appreciate that it's sped up.
I agree with you.
But hey, we don't get time for that. We've got time for blasting.
We got time for blasting.
If we didn't have time for missing!
Oh, XCOM always has time for that. One thing that I do appreciate about the base layout is that it's really easy to hide XCOM agents behind these really wide corners.
Note to self, cook Black Crow, serve to guildies.
Hey, we're not at the end yet.
Well, he's got till the end of this video to convince me not to cook him. He's a crow. He's a bird. He'll eat good.
Now, this room looks really central and important. Also, that Snake Man has a heavy plasma, and I'd rather not tangle with it in a firefight, since he might have reaction shots, and as I said, heavy plasmas are not to be taken lightly.
He's near the command room, and he's got a heavy plasma. Now, this would be the guy I'd use the mind probe to investigate.
Yeah, he can't reach the window in time to use it, though. He'd be stuck there and in line of sight, which would be bad.
Yep. Also, by the way, you guys should be happy we're speeding it up. You don't want to see all the gore inside those capsules.
Ooh, yeah. Those are labeled as alien food, and believe me, you don't want what they're having.
Well, I mean, you're technically part of what they're having.
It's people, alright.
Meh, they could have gone for they could have gone for coloring it green at that point.
Just in case you were curious about whether the aliens might be coming in peace, they're definitely not.
There is no peace. This is subjugation.
Well,
that wouldn't stop the hippies from trying to be friends with them, though.
Yeah, well. Another thing that's slightly cumbersome about these kinds of missions is having to double check everything to make sure that everyone's used the at least some turn units and have been placed properly.
Yep.
That's another thing that's sped up, but when playing it's pretty time consuming.
It really is. It feels like, oh god, why am I moving this Scooby-Doo bunch?
Yeah. But I'm not dividing beyond teams of 4. That would definitely be a classic let's split up gang moment.
Let's split up, gang!
Yeah. In previous playthroughs of this game, I have encountered base invasions where one of my people dies, and they weren't in sight of anyone, so on my turn I can't find where they died or the alien who killed it. So...
Yep.
Problems.
They were had. 9 stakes. They were missed. And back in the night, and a shot in the back, and he's down for the night.
There's a medal for that, by the way.
What is this, Call of Duty? Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Well, at least it doesn't pop up during the mission.
Here, you played our game. Pity you. We'll give you a trophy.
You should have a medal for playing this game, though.
But this game is fun.
Well, I think of it more like a badge of courage.
Hey, don't forget what Joel Fulcher's told us.
Yep.
Losing is fun!
Funny that. There's another game I play which has a very similar attitude. It even has fun as a code word for dying horribly.
Oh, what's it spell out to be?
The name of the game is AI War Fleet Command, and it actually has some crossover between it and the Dwarf Fortress gang.
Yeah, I would reference Dwarf Fortress if I could. It's such a great game.
Well,
But back to this, we have the Scooby-Doo bunch moving up. Problem is, it's full of people, so Scooby must have been QQ.
Another problem that we run into when exploring a huge base like this is stamina. Now, most missions are short enough that it isn't a problem, but when the entire map is alien territory and you move around a huge amount, you have to deal with this substat. You see, every time you move somewhere, it consumes stamina, and unlike time units, it doesn't completely refill between turns. Shooting doesn't consume it, but walking does, and we're doing a lot of walking. So we're going to reach the point where we can't use all of our turn units to move.
Yep.
Oh.
Scout down!
Yeah, whoever designed that scout tank has saved a lot of lives, I'd say.
Well, in AD&D it was Ranger down, in Xcom it's Scout down.
Yeah. I should consider using spellcaster summons to do that sort of scouting, because they're expendable as anything, and their hit points are not our hit points, so hey. Oh, there you are. And that's a different colored backpack, too. So there's a decent chance, but it's not a leader backpack, so there you go.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that backpack color before, and it's not a commander, so that's why I felt safe shooting.
Probably engineer or navigator. Maybe medic.
Yeah. Well, alien medics will still shoot us, so, and as far as I know, the Geneva Convention doesn't apply to aliens.
I think if my world was being besieged by aliens, I probably wouldn't care too much about Geneva or its conventions. I'll just go to AnimeCon.
Yeah.
It'll be better.
Wow. Well, my day is now complete. Now, one of the other nice things... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
One of the other nice things about using mind probes is that it allows you to see how many turn units the alien has left, so you know whether it's safe to approach it for a shot or not. Like, if you see they're really low, they're not going to reaction fire on you.
If it's really high, there's a chance they can reaction. And that is going to be bad for you, because you've just put yourself closer to them.
Yeah. That and plasma weapons are pretty accurate, especially their snaps.
It's almost like you shouldn't run up to people in a gunfight. So put your gun blades away, gentlemen.
Yeah, I could have taken a shot, but oh wow, it's a good thing I decided not to and turned around.
Oh,
that surprised me.
If he had shot you,
if I had fired, I would have taken. I'd have taken reaction fire from behind. As it is, I have... Woohoo! It's a good thing that there was a corner there to stop the shot.
Yeah, but you...
All I can... Go ahead.
Sorry. With your armor, if it had hit you in the back, you'd have had no defense. You'd have had the same defense as your stupid jumpsuit.
Uh-huh. As it is, though, he's still kind of hoping that the Snake Man don't have enough movement to move around that obstacle thing and still shoot. Which is thankfully actually a pretty good chance, because Snake Men aren't able to move very far.
Yeah, it probably has to do with the fact of their body type.
Oh! There it is!
It's got low time units, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ideal. So...
Come on, Tatari, earn your pay!
So here's a problem. I will not have enough time units for an aimed shot if I just charge forward. The good news is that the Snake Man is a fair distance away, so he probably won't just completely go forward and go around the corner. The bad news is if he uses all of his turns to go the opposite way, I'm going to have some trouble chasing him down and being able to fire.
Yep, we're going to have some Benny Hill shit.
Oh!
Ooh.
Ow.
I hope you have med packs. Oh!
I think that was a plasma pistol. There weren't... those wounds weren't even bleeders.
I just still check. I don't know why you didn't check his diagnostics page, though. I didn't check.
Well, the thing is, his health bar isn't glowing.
I swear I've had some times where it's not glowing, but they've had one wound, and I would at least like...
It might be a feature of it might be a feature of Final
No,
Mod.
no, no. It does the glow. It does the white bar in vanilla. I'm just saying, I would be paranoid about that and check, even if it didn't have it. You know? Oh boy, he's closer.
Yep, he's closer, which is both good news and bad news for me, kinda. The good news is it's an easier shot. Wow.
Oh, well, hey, you used up some of his time units.
Yeah, at least he's less likely to shoot, just making sure it's the same guy, and it is. Or whatever gender it happens to be. Gonna kneel down because I don't want to risk that 5%.
I'm going to hope it's not female, because we don't need a repeat of XCOM 2.
Bagged it. Now I'm going to park Meme Hammer over it with a stun rod just in case. And this also means that I'm free to shoot any other alien that I come across.
Yep, time for nope. We ain't got time anymore to be careful. We got our prize. Now it's time to blow everything to shit. Now let's talk about disabling bases and how you do it. To disable a base, you're going to have to go into the command room and destroy the command panels on it. It might be a bit hard for you to see at first, but you'll know that it's a specific type of structure. Also, get ready for a bunch of explosion clouds, but don't be afraid, they can't hurt you. It's just all those individual colored panels that make up the floor blowing up.
That's another heavy plasma right there.
That's the same guy, I think. He's trying to dance around there to get you from behind while you're trying to get him from behind.
Yep, that's definitely the same guy that I saw before. But the good news is, my guy with a sword is in a good position to take him from behind.
Oh my. Oh.
Or not. Wow. So, once again, cover saved me. But another piece of good news that it helps to remember is, when an alien has line of sight on you, it always uses all of its turn units to fire. You don't have to worry about reaction fire afterwards.
I saw some tasty Illyrium up there.
Yeah, I was happy to see that too.
You need to go put the body in your bag. At least I would.
I decided not to for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's really heavy and it takes up a lot of slots. And also, well, it feels just... Oh, by the way, yeah.
Oh.
If my guy had been a couple of tiles further ahead, we would have had an infection right there.
Man, with the way it's going so far, I might just be paying the guild. 1 minute. I'll go set up the transfer.
Well, so that's 3. We still don't know if there are any more around, though. And make no mistake, if Chrysalid gets a good turn, our friend Gorgeous Modem might not have to pay the guild after all. Now, this particular room, I hate it because there's a lot of corners and rooms to examine, and it takes a lot of time units to explore.
And there's so
Plus,
many
of
places
course,
to get jumped.
Exactly. So, you can probably guess how I was feeling when I was looking around here. Now, that was through a hole in the floor. And I don't even really know what kind of alien it is. But it's obvious that I don't have a good shot from here.
I'm gonna say the fact that we can't tell its color. It might be what you fear.
Uh-huh. But, as scary as they are here, the chrysalids really shine in terror missions.
Well, yeah, where they can infect humans.
They will infect civilians, lots of them, before you can even reach them. So you will be facing a lot more than 3 or 4 chrysalids on the map.
Yep, that is exactly how they're set up, and it is very, very brilliant on the team, on the devs' part.
Yeah. To the point where some people will just take the loss of points and shoot civilians themselves before the chrysalids can get them.
Yeah, I preserved some points as opposed to losing them.
Well, getting a civilian killed by Xcom actually loses quite a few points, but it might also save your squad. It depends on whether a chrysalid is close to the civilian. But yeah, it's a reason that chrysalids are one of the first aliens mentioned when you talk about how difficult XCOM can be.
Yep. I don't even want to hear people from 2012 talk about chrysalids. It's like, no, you ain't seen the worst. You ain't seen these motherfuckers.
Yeah, we don't have a two-action system here. Like, I have actually seen a chrysalid walk up to some bunched-up civilians or XCOM agents and infect, like, 3 or 4 of them in one turn.
I know, and then it's like, you have to either burn them to keep them from making more, or pray you have enough aimed fire to take down the newly born chrysalids.
And one of the best things about it is that both zombies and chrysalids actually have a pretty good amount of health. So even if you have some good fields of fire, you just might not have enough power to kill them all before they can move.
And that's another snakeman cut down, but you still got a lot of base to explore.
Yeah, especially that central room there. And I love those glowy walls.
They are
just
incredibly weak, hilariously.
Yeah. And they just scream, "This is an important room."
You got a lot of Ethereum lining up around here.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about bases, and one of the reasons that my friend recommends just going into a base, breaking open the power sources to steal Illyrium, then leaving for the base to restock.
Hey, that's what I've suggested.
I would not do that in a Snake Man base, though.
No, but if you get a hold of sectoids or floaters, oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. There are fewer chrysalids than I expected, but there are a lot of snake men here. And although their stats aren't the best, those are still plasma weapons.
Yep.
Whew. So, tell me a little bit about your experience in raiding bases.
My experience. Well, I mean, it kind of just becomes pretty uniform. When you do them, it's just like you gotta take corners, scout out where they are, wait for them to come to you, and try to wrap them up. And it helps if you sweep from one side of the base to the other.
Now, one thing I didn't mention was the reason I wanted to explore the base as quickly as I reasonably could, which is, after turn 20, the aliens immediately know where all of your agents are. And I especially wanted to do that exploring because if there were chrysalids that I haven't killed yet and they suddenly know where I am, that greatly increases the chance of them just running towards me from out of sight and killing some of my guys.
Yep, still got that transaction opened.
Yep. The good news is most of it is explored by now. Though, there are still a few... Well, okay, there we go. And I'm kind of surprised the wall survived all that.
Well, see, on the inside, I think they're weak, but on the outside, they're just regular stuff. But he still put down one panel of that wall.
Yeah, alien walls are pretty tough stuff. I think that might have been panic on the aliens' part, although... Meme Hammer? Oh, it looks like I discovered another one, too.
I was trying to sneak up on y'all.
Once again, good thing I didn't take an extra snap. I definitely find it to be a good idea to not use your last turn units on shooting. Also, it's pretty rare for a heavy laser to not kill an alien, especially a Snake Man.
It's also pretty rare to shoot the fucking wall in front of you!
Great shooting, Gats. So, that looks like a plasma rifle, so it's kind of 50-50 on whether or not it can get through the power armor. But I'd still rather have him in front than the guy with just standard personal armor.
Definitely.
Oh, I forget whether I mentioned this before, but I'm using a different damage model than the default. What I'm doing now is the Terror from the Deep model, where a shot will deal from 50% to 150% damage. In the original, it was 0 to 200%, which led to some hilarious stuff.
Oh, it did. That's why I mentioned critical.
Yeah. It generally favored the aliens because it meant that even the best armor was not guaranteed to save you from fairly weak alien weapons. Well, proportionally. And it also meant that your shots could do 0 damage no matter how powerful they are. Ooh, that was a good shot, Squat. Especially since that was another heavy plasma there. And granted, those chances could go in your favor too, but considering the amount of aliens you have to kill versus the amount of XCOM agents they have to kill over the course of the game for them to just ruin your game, yeah, the randomness is generally bad for you.
Yep.
But it looks like that powered armor took the hit pretty well.
Thank God it did. So, does your mods add another upgrade to armors after flying armors?
Technically there is the Juggernaut suit, which is like powered armor but more so, which is its armor is heavier but it also restricts movement more. And I think it might be weak against lasers, and you know what that means. I wouldn't recommend.
That sounds a little too bad, especially with the game set up to give the aliens full knowledge of you on turn 20. That just, I would never recommend using something like that. Now, who's this boy?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'd scan him, but I can't be bothered.
Oh, he's making a valiant effort to defend the command center.
Alright, let's see what we got here. 83% looks pretty good, but nope.
Hey, at least you set fire to something.
I was kind of hoping to capture things, though.
No, that's not happening.
Let's see. Nope.
You set fire to something. At least take pride in that. And congratulations, more fire set this kind of thing.
It's a good thing I stayed behind the door.
It is a good thing.
Yeah, it's also a good thing that doors automatically close after every turn. That's helped me a lot more than it's hurt me. Because, as has been demonstrated before, aliens are pretty stupid about remembering where you guys are between turns if they can't see you. Do you remember the Door of Destiny?
The Door of Destiny?
Oh, that was a while ago in a terror mission against anthropods, where I was very close to an alien within sight, in fact. And I went around a door and hid behind it. It was like 2 tiles away, and the alien didn't follow me. It just got confused and walked around.
Also, rest in peace, Meme Hammer.
Oh boy. Also, that explosion, yeah, that... well, that killed the alien behind there, so... Since the floor is still a thing, mostly, I can only assume it was an explosive weapon that was not a blaster bomb. Maybe it tried to throw a grenade or something.
Those 4 things at the corners of that command room are the things you need to blow up. Also, you'll get an explosion chain if you can set off a shit ton of large explosions in that room. It's amazing!
It's kind of too bad that the game doesn't give you a clue on what those things look like, though. If you haven't looked it up in a guide or something, it can actually be kind of tricky.
Yeah, I've known people that got confused by that. Oh, here's a straggler. Sit the fuck down.
Good call. And that's still not the last one. I skipped ahead because I was just running around for minutes on end looking for an alien that was stunned and woke up later. That wasn't the commander. But hey.
You got a massive score today.
Yeah, destroying an alien base gives you the single biggest increase in points that the game can offer. And considering what I was going up against, I think that result was pretty good. We captured the commander, we got the base, and by the way, that's the other thing about a base. You can either destroy its controls and then leave, or you can just kill all the aliens, and that means you get everything that was in the base.
Yeah, but one of these involves more explosions, so I prefer it.
I can't really argue with that. Well, I think that's about the end. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and Gorgeous Modem, I hope you enjoyed doing commentary with me.
I made the donation to the guild. Have a good time, everybody. Same alien killing time.
Later.
Same alien killing channel.
Right. Gorgeous Modem will be back once again when shit gets real.
Yep. Or he fucks up.
Either one. Bye, everyone.